everybody, how y'all doing? It is your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha. Represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to all of my subscribers. Again, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me on my live. Yesterday, we enjoyed it. We had such a wonderful time. I'm talking about the situation with Mercedes Moore, how very imperative it is that a woman does not take advantage of a square dude, a man that lacks confidence, because he may not be mentally stable enough to handle rejection. So it's very imperative that you don't reject a better male or a male with low confidence, that you don't use them and you don't take advantage of them. So if you haven't checked it out, please make sure that y'all check out that live stream. It's pretty long. But nevertheless, when you get a chance, when you have some downtime, make sure y'all check out that live stream. We had a lit up in the chat yesterday. We had a good time. So it was a really, really good show. So I thought it was imperative that I did today's content on talking about, you know, why does a woman have to flex so hard with her new man? And there's many reasons behind that. You know, I know many men, y'all have probably been in situations where, you know, relationship didn't work out with you and your woman, your girlfriend, fiance, whatever type of relationship y'all had, and within a couple of weeks, you know, instead of her sitting home, you know, sniffling, you know, some Kleenex tissue and having a wait until exhale moment with her girlfriends, you know, getting plastered, or, you know, at the bar, you know, after sipping a few shots of Hennies, you know, after singing the blues with her girls, you see her on her Facebook. Here it is, ain't even been a couple of days and already she's posted up with another man, you know, only knew the man for 5 minutes and she's posted him like she's been with him for 5 years, you know, basically talking about how happy she is, how she finally found a real man, you know, how she, you know, finally in a better place, she's happier now, and she has no regrets about moving on. Moving on was the best thing that could have possibly happened. You know, so she's basically shading you, making it seem as if, you know, she's doing better and she's done better. And there's many reasons behind that. All too often, women, we have the tendency to replace pain with instant relationships. You know, and when I was young and dumb and didn't know any better, I thought this was the solution. But it's nothing but a quick replacement. It's just a pain replacement, because contrary to what many men don't want to believe, is that women by nature, we are very emotional creatures. I don't care if we dress like a man. I don't care if we act hardcore like a man. We try to act like we unbothered. We try to act masculine, like, you know, things don't emotionally affect us. But it does not matter how masculine a woman dresses, how masculine a woman acts. There's one thing that we cannot dress up, that we cannot remove from our natural feminine character, is the fact that we are very emotional. We can't be synthetic to that. We cannot be artificial to that when it comes to our emotions. So I can act like a man all day. I could dress like a man all day. I could talk shit like a dude all day. But it does not remove my natural feminine characteristic in which I am emotional. And women, we will forever and will always be emotional. That is one thing we cannot fake. That is one thing we cannot, you know, copycat. You know, we can act hard all we want, ladies, but you and I both know emotionally we will never be on the same level as men emotionally. You know, there are certain things in which we can honestly not give a damn about, but when you and a man have made a real connection, we ain't talking about a dude that's just your friends with benefits. We're talking about a man you was in love with once upon a time. Y'all had a relationship. Y'all had a child together. It's always that emotional bond, even if the relationship was toxic, that trauma bonding. And we're going to talk about that another time. Your feelings, a woman's feelings would never really be erased from a man. In some cases, yes. Let's say if the guy was really abusive, you know, let's say if the guy was a chronicle cheater, messing around with multiple women throughout the whole duration of the relationship. Yeah, now I will say, in some cases, a woman can lose love for a man, in extreme cases like that. And even in extreme cases, women were just not, emotionally designed to not give a damn. You know what I mean? It does not matter. Let's remove all the feminism empowerment movement. That has nothing to do with how women are emotionally designed. Women are emotionally designed to love hard. Now, this doesn't mean that men don't love hard. The only difference with the way a woman loves hard and a man loves hard, a woman loves hard all the time. A man, he does not love hard all the time, but when he does love hard, men love harder than women when they do love hard, because they don't love often. Now, women, we love every goddamn body, okay? Especially if we feel like there's a piece of connection there. We'll never erase the feelings when it comes to a man. No matter how much we may talk trash to our girlfriends about it. Girl, boo, I'm over him. He ain't been nothing. He ain't never had nothing. He never been my type, or I got tired of struggling with him. When the truth is, she kept fighting for something, even if she felt like it wasn't worth fighting for, because in her mind, to her, it was really worth fighting for. And the fact that it failed and it did not work out, as a woman, we have to convince ourselves that it wasn't going to work anyway. He wasn't much of nothing anyway. He really couldn't be the man I wanted him to be. So a woman that's emotionally in pain is going to find a way to reason with the fact the relationship failed by telling her friends, well, he didn't have his shit together anyway, or we was already having problems. Anything to convince or persuade herself, because again, it's that pain replacement. It's that pain substitution of, I know, you know what I mean, it wasn't going to work out. That takes away from the pain, because to tell yourself that it should have worked out is very painful. It's very embarrassing. And the fact that you have to face it, no woman wants to face a failed relationship. So she will find a way to make it make sense in her mind that it just was not meant to be, when in actuality she's hurt and devastated that it may not work out. Now, it's going to be one or two sisters in the chat room. No, when I'm over man, I'm over man. The fact that you got to say you over man, you ain't over him, okay? Because when you're really over something, you don't feel the need to acknowledge it, okay? If something is dead to you, it's dead. Think about it. If a person died, we know that person is dead. We're not going to talk about the person but so much, because they no longer living. There's no purpose and no point in bringing up a deceased human being, because they no longer exist on this earth. And that's the same way emotions work. If someone is dead to you, or you really don't care, you don't have to go all out your way to prove that you don't care, if that makes any sense. So the questions lies, and y'all are welcome to super chat. Y'all are welcome to donate, because guys, listen, I'm giving y'all some knowledge that a lot of sisters not going to take the time to tell y'all about. You feel me? So least you could do is drop a sister cash app. Y'all do it for these other brothers that be talking about the same goddamn thing day in and day out. And to also my sisters, you may be one of these sisters going through this, and maybe you never realized you had this issue. And maybe listening to this content, it'll give you a self-epitome, like, you know what? Damn. I am kind of going through this. I am, don't worry, I got y'all. I'm also, help y'all out as well. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you some solutions. I'm not going to just talk about women without giving us solutions. All right? So we're going to talk about, why does a woman have to flex so hard with her new man? So again, you see these women who have just ended relationships that they were so proud of. And we ain't talking about men they only been with for 2-3 days. They were married or had a long-term relationship, and all of a sudden it's only been a month or two, and here she is posted up with this new dude. She's constantly billboarding him, advertising him, have to let everybody know. And there's reasons behind that. The first reason is, as I stated before, but to be more clear, that she's still traumatized behind a failed relationship. When a relationship does not work out, a woman has to face that embarrassment of her friends knowing it, her family knowing it, her co-workers knowing it, especially when she has put up this perfect persona that she has a wonderful man, a wonderful marriage, everything is good on the home front. Because ladies, we know females that rock like this. Oh, me and my man, honey. Oh, me and my man, we've been going out of town, we've been going on trips. Me and my man, me and my boo thing. You know, you just have some of them sisters who always gotta brag about their man. And it's okay every once in a while, but some of these sisters go too far. And I noticed that the reason why some women go so far to the extreme, because when a woman brags a lot about her relationship, that really means the more troubled her relationship really is. And what she's trying to do is convince herself more than other people that she is not in the struggle with her boo. There's no struggle love. She's trying to convince herself that she's not in a struggle love situation. So her way of doing that is that reverse psychology by bragging and advertising how great things are doing. She has to keep posting pictures when they go places, when they do things, because it's for one or two reasons. Either the relationship is failing or the relationship has failed. It's one or the other, you know. So in the case of a relationship that has failed, she wants to post this man because, again, she has to save face for the people she bragged about her past man with, for the people who she put on this front in front of her family, her friends, like everything was great on the home front. So now, you know what I'm saying, she has to save face by doing what's called a quick recovery, by grabbing a new boo. Pretty much like Nicki Minaj. A lot of women have done this. Multiple failed relationships, or just one long-term relationship that has flunked, you know, and now you have to save face because you know you got all these eyes watching you like, oh man, her man didn't work out. What is she going to do now? What's the next step she's going to make? And women, whether we want to believe it or not, image is everything to us. And women don't like looking stupid. Women don't like looking like failures, especially when she's a successful woman, like as is Nicki Minaj's status or whatever, or just a woman not even on Nicki Minaj's level as far as stardom. A woman who has her own business. A woman who's very independent, even if she's a manager at Walmart. A woman who's pretty much well established, does not like to look stupid in front of her family, in front of her friends. But with a failed relationship, she kept bragging and praising on, so she got to do a quick recovery. She has to go grab the next man that's willing to give her attention, so she could flex this man and basically make it look like to everybody who she's always tried to impress that, look, I'm still in a good place, even though this relationship over here didn't work out. Guess what? I moved on. I got me a new man. You know, I'm happy. So, you know, one of the reasons is all about trying to save face from a failed relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or if she still has her man, she will keep stunting and flexing with him, knowing the relationship or the marriage is in trouble. But contrary to what many may not want to believe, there's a lot of unhappy married women out here. So just because a woman is married does not mean she's happy. So you have a lot of brothers who want to pay homage to women that are married and give single women a hard time. Like, that's why y'all ain't got no man. Just because a woman has a man, it does not mean she's succeeding. It does not mean she's doing well. We're in a society where women are being shunned for being single women. So what they're doing now is you have a lot of single women that are doing Nicki Minaj. They're running out here, you know, picking up a refurbished ass thug, picking up a refurbished dude, you know, that nobody wants. You know, he had that community dick, you know, he was always for the streets, you know what I'm saying? And you try to make a build-a-bum dude, you try to make him into a project by dressing him up, you know, and giving him this life and taking him on as a project and making him a better man. You know, you taking trash and trying to refurbish it, you know what I mean, and make it better. You know, you got a lot of women out here who got a refurbished boo, you know what I mean? So you have, you know, these women who feel they got to grab a man because there's so many men out here in the YouTube sector that's making single women feel like If you don't have a man, you're garbage. Well, I personally, even being a married woman for 22 years, I can tell you, I know women who are in relationships that I know personally, and they're miserable as hell. They don't communicate with their husbands. They don't travel with their husbands. They don't go anywhere with their husbands. But you want to give a woman kudos and praises because she's married. That doesn't mean anything. Marriage is hard work. It takes two strong, dedicated people that's willing to weather the storms and endure the trials and the tribulations and make the best of their marriage, And you have some single women, they're single because they're being smart about it. They're not running out here doing a Nicki Minaj, let me hurry up and grab me something. Let me grab a man that's giving me attention. Let me hurry up and get somebody so they can't say I'm this bitter black woman because I don't have a man. Or they can't say, okay, you don't have a man, something wrong with you. Why are you single? If you were worthy, you would have had somebody. No, that's not always the case. I know a lot of sorry ass married women that are cheating on their husbands, disrespectful to their husbands, tarnishing the husband's last names that was given through them through legal means. So that does not mean anything. Anybody could be married, but being a wife or being a husband, that's a totally different thing within itself, So you don't want to give somebody props and kudos and praises just because they got a ring on their finger. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of women out here who feel they got to get another man. They only feel validated by getting in these microwave relationships, something instant and quick, only to end up looking foolish when they realize, I didn't know this man had this much baggage going on with him. I didn't know he had this much legal issues. I didn't know he was going through all this drama with his baby mamas because you didn't take the time to get to know him. You want to hurry up and get in a relationship because to prove a point to your ex who done moved on, which brings me to my next thing. A lot of these women will move on quick because the man they loved has moved on quick. No woman wants to look stupid. Like I said, with women, image is a big thing to us. And I hate that we're built and designed like that. But we don't want to look like we struggling. So if we got to grab an instant stepdaddy, an instant, what they call it, rebound, we'll do that to try to save face. And that is where women, we make a mistake. Do you want to really be happy or just look happy? Do you want to look like you're doing great or do you want to really do great? You can deceive the public all you want, but behind closed doors, you are the one that really have to deal with the reality of the type of man that you scooped up out of nowhere. So a lot of women will move on quick and flex their new man because their ex-man has a wife, recently got married, has a new woman, he's in a relationship, and it's very disappointing as a woman when you love the man, like I said, love the man, okay? Y'all had a long-term relationship and you see this man just move on happily. It can be very heartbreaking because as a woman, you beating yourself up and you chewing yourself alive because you're wondering what could I have done to preserve this relationship? What is it about her where he's done things for her within weeks that I couldn't get this dude to do within months. When we was together, I've been asking him to get us a new house. He kept wanting for us to live in this old mobile home or whatever. Here it is. He only been with her 2-3 months and they got a brand new house. Or when we was together, I've been telling him we need to get a brand new car. He's telling me we need to save money. We don't need no brand new car right now. But here it is. He's only been with this woman for a couple of months and he done got a brand new car. I mean, what is it about me where this dude want to get his shit together with another woman who hasn't been near as patient, who hasn't even been with him near as long as I have? What is up with that? And women, when you go through that, sometimes it's just you have to face the reality that sometimes there are just women who can get men to do things naturally that other women can't do. Some women, we got to struggle, we got to pull teeth to make men cooperate, to get them to better themselves. And a lot of it too comes from the fact that some of us as women, we can be very lazy in our relationships. We don't motivate the man, we don't push the man to be all of what he could be. We are very mediocre. We just look for him to do it all. And you have some women, they not only gonna motivate them, they're going to give them the tools to push them. Like you have some women, they can get men to start their own businesses because maybe she had good credit, so she was able to put her name on a dotted line to help him, you know, to be able to boost his business. Maybe your credit was not that good, so you was not able to push him or motivate him on that level. You was able to yell and bitch and nag and complain and say, we need this, we need that. But you did not actually put in work to motivate him. And I get it. Some women feel like, as a woman, why should I have to motivate a man? It should naturally be in him to want more. I get it. And that's you. Nothing wrong with being you. Don't try to pretend to be something you're not. Don't motivate a man to be more than what he is if you know you don't feel like you need to do that. Now, there are some women that are very aggressive. They will do all of what they need to do to make sure a man gets to where he needs to be. If they have to co-sign, pull out some loans, again, I'm not saying you got to do it, but a lot of men that are successful, it has a lot to do with the type of women they're with. Judge Craig Mathis, his wife paid for him to go through law school. Now, women today would be like, hell nah. I'm not paying for him to go to law school so he can get his shit together and leave me. And I get it. That's what happened with Betty Broderick. Oh, that's a good movie, y'all. Y'all need to check out that Betty Broderick movie. Honey, how she paid for him to get through law school and medical school. And baby, when he got big and successful, he wanted to trade her in for a younger version of her. And she killed him and the wife. But that's another story. But ladies, check that movie out, y'all. Oh my gosh, that it is off the chain. It's an old, and it's based on a true story. So anyhow, so you take a gamble sometimes when you motivate a person, and also men have done it. It's been men who have paid for their wives to go through college. Look at all these basketball players. Look at all these athletes. Their wives are leaving after 10 years. You know, after he done got her well established, got on her feet, you know, she out the window now, you know, she ain't interested and pushing a relationship. She glad that she was able to benefit being with him all them years, and she's ready to trade him in. It happens. But let's play devil advocate. Some women go through a lot with these men, you know what I mean? So why a lot of these guys want to get these women all kind of heat? Yeah, she waited till he paid for her to go to college. Stuff. Well, you don't know what all he did while he was paying for her to go to college. Being a whoremonger, all kind of women on her. Even though he was paying for her lifestyle, there was a lot of disrespect that came along with it. But you dudes don't want to talk about that. Y'all just want to talk about, well, she just left him after he got big and he helped her open her business. And you don't know both sides of the story. Every time a woman leaves a man, it ain't always because she got what she wanted out of him. It's so much disrespect. Now he wants to recover because he no longer can hold like he used to. His career is slowly coming to a crash and burning in. Or he done mess around with the wrong women. Now he's scared to go out there and get back into his male Jezebel ways because he crossed the wrong woman and it's costing him money and lawsuits. Now he want to cave in and be a husband. Now you want to be a husband after all the disrespect and women suing you left and right. Now you want to come in the safety zone because you got burnt by the wrong bitches out. You know, you got some dudes that do stuff like that. We're going to talk about that another day though. Stay on topic. So you have some women you know, who again, relationship done failed, so she got to prove a point. Now also another reason why a woman has to flex so hard with her new man is because he's a failure and she knows it. And to explain this a little bit more simply, Nicki Minaj is a perfect example. She has to constantly flex Kenneth Petty. And there's nothing wrong with a woman showing her husband off to the world. You should be proud of your mate. A man should be able to show his woman off to the world. You know, why have a Lamborghini if it's just going to sit in the garage? But Nikki knows everybody perceives her husband to be a failure. Especially for the fact that he's a registered sex offender. Now, you have a lot of women, not even on Nikki's level of stardom, who knows that everybody knows their boo is a failure. You know, their girlfriends know it, their friends know it, their family know it, the people who know them know they picked up a low common denominator square dude, a better male. This dude may not have a job. This dude may have just gotten out of prison. They know that he's not a ideal man to be proud of. So what a lot of women will do is to make people, because again it's about image, where people ain't looking down on a man because he has, you know, multiple baby mamas, or he's probably been in and out of prison and trying to straighten his life up, or whatever it is that's making people look at him like a failure. She does not want that because it makes her like a failure. So what she has to do is keep putting him out there and pumping him up, dressing him up. You got some women not only like to preserve a man's characteristics by bragging to the world he's a good man, he's a wonderful man, but she would go so far as to dressing him up. You know, she could pick up a man that's homeless off the streets out of prison. She would dress him up in the finest clothes. She would let him drive her expensive cars. Anything to make him look good because it makes her look good. But you cannot cover the reputation of a bum-ass dude like Nicki Minaj tries to do. It does not matter if she dresses Kenneth Petty up in the best of the best. And we know she can. We know she could afford to give him the best of the best. We know his shoes don't come from goddamn Foot Locker at the mall. She probably get his sneakers custom made and all that. It does not take away the fact that the world knows he's a failure. And guess what? Even though Nicki Minaj don't want to admit it, she know he a failure. She know it. A lot of us as women, we know when we done picked up some failure dudes. Dudes that have failed society. Society's rejects. Society's throwaways. Because the world really don't have a purpose for men like Kenneth Petty. What can he give to the world? Honestly. And it's a lot of Kenneth Petty's. I'm not just picking on Nicki man, husband. A lot of women out here, y'all got these build-a-bum. Y'all got these Kenneth Petty, these petty dudes who you know absolutely have no contribution to the world. And you try to make him bigger than what he is. You try to make him bigger than what he is to your ex-husband who you know is really well established, who you know is really successful, or your family, or your friends who know the real deal about him. But you're determined to prove to them that he's still this wonderful man. A lot of women know, we know when we done met a failure. We know when we had children from a failure. We know when we have took a gamble to build a relationship with a build-a-bum, with a failure. A lot of women pick up small dudes and try to make them big. And I don't mean small as far as penis size, or small as far as his height. He's under 5'2" or whatever. Talk about small as far as his character. Small as far as his morals. You could be a 6'7" dude weighing 260, but if you have lived a corrupt life, guess what? You are still small. Especially you are small to a woman that's about something. So you cannot pick up a small dude and try to make him big, and people already know his history. They know his reputation. And you think giving him the best of the best and constantly flexing him is going to make people overlook that he's a failure ass dude. This is the reason why a woman has to flex her new man so hard. She knows he's a failure. Society knows he's a failure. Her friends know he's a failure. Her family, her mom and daddy don't approve of him. I guarantee you, Nicki Minaj mama is not fond of Kenneth Petty. But she knows like many parents knows, your child is just infatuated with a bum ass dude. Like, you got some women, mothers out there who know their sons are crazy about a no good ass woman, but he keeps getting the woman pregnant anyway, wants to marry a street concubine and wants to wife her, and his mama is disappointed because she wants best for her son. But no, the street concubine, she knew how to manipulate him, suck him up, make him feel good like a man, build his ego. And now once she has accomplished that man, she feels the need to make him feel less than a man. And you wonder why you see these square dudes being controlled and dominated, you know, by a street concubine, because in the beginning she knew how to stroke his ego, warm him up like a microwave, and make him feel good for the moment, make him feel like a big man. And once she has locked him in, especially when she had a child from him, now she's spitting on him and treating him like the trash that she perceived him to be in the first goddamn place. That's why she picked him up, because none of the other dudes who know better wasn't gonna, you know, pick up on her offer. But the square dude that has low self-esteem, he will pick up on a street concubine ass female and walk around with her like he got a goddamn prize and a trophy, and he ain't got no goddamn trophy. He got trash. That's what he got. And that same thing with these females who go picking up these dudes trying to make them trophies. And he's a trash bag. He's not a trophy. And again, a woman will flex failure. Because if her man looks like a failure, she looks like a failure. So she has to preserve this image and make him look like he's a real man. That's another reason why a woman has to flex so hard with her new man. Now, another reason why a woman has to flex hard with her new man, he knows he's a failure too. And she has to keep stroking his ego. Because one thing about dudes that are failures, they can be very, what's the word? They can be very inconfident. Now, for instance, just using him as an example, because I can't think of any squares right now. But since everybody knows Nicki Minaj, I have to use her as an example. There's no, now, even though Nicki Minaj constantly puts Kenneth Petty out there, let me tell you why. Because behind closed doors, Kenneth Petty has voiced to her how insignificant he feels. Now, you have some men of failure. They display their feeling. Insignificant man has two ways of how he displays his failure, his feelings of being a failure. He will express it by either being abusive, tearing a woman down, making her feel like she's a failure. So it's that displaced anger. He could transfer his energy to her. This is the thing. A woman can be very successful, but if she's not careful, it could be a nigga that's smaller than her that could make her feel like she's smaller than him. She could be a woman that's a millionaire, but if she picks up an inconfident dude who knows how to mind fuck her into believing that she's nothing, he can make her feel smaller than what he actually feels. The failure ass dude can make the most successful woman feel like a failure. So he would either express it like that, or secondly, he may just act like a little boy and cry behind closed doors. I think that's what Kenneth Petty does. I think he cries behind closed doors. He expresses to her how the world sees him as this loser. The world just wants to keep bringing up my past. The world just wants to keep beating the brother down. You got some dudes that feel like failures that'll do this reverse psychology. Let me do the failure dude speech. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Kenneth Petty may be talking like this, y'all. You know, I'm trying to, you know, be a better man. I'm trying to move on with my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be great. You know, people want to keep bringing up my past. I got this female trying to make me look like the bad guy. This was 15, 16 years ago. She won't let it go. You know what I'm saying? She just hating on us, hating on me because I done became a better man. I done came up with you thanks to you. I done came up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody even thought I would even be with a woman of your status. Nobody even thinks I'm worthy enough to even be with a woman on your level. You know, and people just want to keep using my past against me. Well, all I'm trying to do is move on, become successful, be a better man. But these hoes out here is so triggered, and these niggas out here so triggered. They hating on me because I'm your husband. Because they expected me to fail. They expected me, you know what I'm saying? They didn't even look for me to be where I'm at right now. So they don't want me to be great. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? You got dudes that'll do stuff like that. They will cry behind closed doors to their wives. They woman. They'll act all macho and masculine. That is why Kenneth Petty, you notice his expressions on his face. He got like this hardcore ass dude all the time because he knows people see him as a failure. He's not the only one. A lot of these failure ass dudes, these builder bums, will get around a successful woman or a well-established woman and have to prove this point, have to put up this persona like they so hardcore, they're so masculine because they know people looking at them as failures, and it eats up their ego. Kenneth Petty cannot understand he's with Nicki Minaj and people won't stop looking at him as a registered sex offender. That's because you are. And if anything, let me tell you something, his failures stand out even more. Let me tell you guys something. Your failures stand out even more when you with a woman that has way more than you. Now, if he would have been with an average Kiki or Shaquana out the projects, nobody wouldn't have cared. Let me tell you something. The Registered Sex Offender Board wouldn't be near as hardcore with him as they are now. They got to be hardcore with him because of what he is, who he is with. Nobody wouldn't even knew his record had he never been with Nicki Minaj. Now, but keep in mind, when you get with a star, all of your failures is going to be manifested. It's going to be magnified. If he didn't want nobody looking at him like a failure, if he was going to be with her, he should have sat way in the background. Like, you know, like for instance, like just as example, LL Cool J wife, Simone. We don't see her a lot. We know LL Cool J is married, but she's not always one of the ones always trying to be in the front. Like Snoop Dogg wife, all trying to be in the front. You know, Khalees's husband, the one that was married to Nas, she doesn't parade her new man all over the place like that. We know she's married. He don't mind being in the background. No, Kenneth Petty, you wanted to be seen, sir, because of who you're with. And not only are you being seen, you're being seen for the worst parts of you. Nobody's not looking. If there was something good about Kenneth Petty, the media not going to tell us. They're just going to keep highlighting his failures. And that's the reason why Nicki Minaj and women like her in her situation have to flex so hard with their new man. These men cry behind closed doors how unimportant they feel. Baby, the world just want to keep holding me down. They want to keep putting the brother down. They don't want the brother to be great. He put all that macho shit in front of us, but Nicki know behind closed doors how he feels. So she has to stroke his ego publicly because he has cried about it privately. That's what husbands and wives do. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You don't ridicule each other publicly. You express each other privately. It's been times if I made my husband feel some type of way, he'll tell me behind closed doors, hey, I didn't like when we was out, you know, you didn't pay me no attention the whole time. You over here kikiing, whatever. I ain't mind that. But the least you could have did was checked on me and made sure I was all right. We got there and it was like I didn't exist. And we had to talk about, and vice versa. You know, or whatever, and we make sure we don't, you know, make each other feel uncomfortable again in an event we get in a similar situation the next time. That's just, as husband and wife, you got to correct each other, so there's no problems in the home front. That's how marriage works. So, trust and believe with all this masculine energy this artificial masculine energy Kenneth Petty tries to put out there. Behind closed doors, he a little boy crying out to his wife. He don't like how people are treating him. He don't like how people are perceiving him. He does not like it, you know. He does not like it. He's not happy about it. And she tries to stroke his ego. She holds his hand. She tries to make him feel valuable. She's always taking pictures of him. That's how you know when a man ain't really feeling valuable. He has to constantly get his woman to acknowledge him. Now, don't get me wrong. I got a bunch of pictures with me and my husband on my Facebook account, but I don't have to keep proving my love to him and proving that he's the man of the relationship. He has his own confidence. I don't have to help him get that confidence. You know, some of these women, they have to keep flexing they new man because he don't feel confident. He's crying like a little boy. I don't feel important. I don't feel like you love me. I don't feel like you really care about me. And you know what? Nicki Minaj did that in her last relationship. And she learned that the hard way. Because Safari said she treated him like he was irrelevant. Like he was a worker. Like, you know, he became more of a worker instead of her man. And Nicki don't want to fail again. You know, so she's making sure with her husband, she doesn't make him feel like he's irrelevant. And he still is. Okay. All right. Nobody gives a shit about him. Nobody won't even say Kenneth Petty. They say Nicki Minaj's husband. That's going to be a hard fight. Of constantly trying to make a low self-esteem ass dude feel valuable. So another thing why a woman has to flex so hard with her new man is because, you know, she still has a point to prove to so many people. You know, again, women, we put a lot of ourselves out there, and it could come back to bite you sometimes, you know. And I probably already mentioned this case earlier, but to go more in depth is that when you put your life out there like it's so perfect and your relationship is so flawless, and then when people start seeing the dents in your relationship or your marriage, you know, you have to preserve your image at this point. Like when Beyonce tried to make it seem like her relationship with Jay-Z was so flawless. He would never cheat. You know, she never verbally said that, but she gave off this energy like she knows she the top dog, she the HBIC in the game, and she got Jay-Z, and he'll never ever, you know, betray a woman on her level and status. To only find out, you know, even as top dog as you are, you still could get cheated on. That's why, you know, I don't believe in this high value talk that because a woman is a 10, that don't mean a man ain't gonna cheat on her. It's several 10s out here. You may don't see enough of 10s in your damn community, but when you a man of Jay-Z status, he see 10s, 15s, and 20s. And even though he has his 10 or 20, whatever, a man is only as faithful as his options. And we know Jay-Z ain't good looking like that, but because of what he is, 20s and 10s will deal with him. And I will admit, he was man enough to say, and a lot of dudes not going to be transparent like that, he was man enough to say that he disrespected his wife. And I mean, I commend him on that, even though a lot of people try to drag them. Yeah, she thought she had something. She's staying with Jay-Z and cheating and toxic, you know. And you know, it's amazing how you have so many women that would chop another woman down because she's willing to weather the storm. If you're not willing to weather the storm, whatever that, your storm is just different from another woman. Beyonce had to deal with a millionaire husband that was out there that didn't get all his hoish Jezebel male ways out his system. But once he got older and realized, shit, I got me a prize. I got me a dime piece. I don't need to be out here seeking and searching nothing. I'm good. And they're in a better place. It's always the bitter holes that want to keep bringing up somebody past in their marriage. Oh, she's staying with him after he done cheated. She's staying with him. You stayed with your man after he been a crackhead. You stayed with your man after he got them PPP loans and left your ass and went on about his business. You stay with your man even though he don't have a job. You stay with your man although he had multiple baby mamas. You stay with your man although he whipped your ass and gave you a black eye and you let him move right back in 2 days later. It's a time with all these men, so do not judge another woman's journey. And women do that shit all the time. That's why, as much as I would love to be transparent, I would love to be more transparent with my subscribers. I would love to share some testimony with women and tell them the things that I've gone through so they can realize it's okay. You can still stand. You can be a better person. But people will weaponize you with your own truth. Do y'all not understand that? People will weaponize you with your own truth. You can't keep it real with these hoes. You can't keep it real with these men out here. Oh, who is she to be? She got all the answers, but she went through this and she went through that. You can't even share your truth. People will ridicule you for your truth that you share. It ain't like something you hiding where you trying to like be fake and act like you don't have these type of issues. People will use your truth against you. So some women have to flex so hard with their new man because they can't really be honest about, I'm really not happy. I really don't feel safe in my marriage. It'll be these bitter assholes who don't have a man who love to capitalize off another woman's pain. That's why I'm not married. That's why I don't have a man right now. Because look at what y'all got to go through. See, I can go home and sleep at night peacefully. Yeah, and you go home and sleep at night peacefully horny. Don't play with me. Because all y'all same females who around here dragging other women journey, talk about her husband treating her man. Your man done did a lot of bullshit too. And it don't matter if your man did bullshit or cow shit. One thing we know about shit stinks. It all stinks. And it amazes me how a lot of these bras will get up here in these chat rooms, get up here and drag women that have gone through unpleasant things. It's already embarrassing. Now, if a woman is bragging her ass off and you know her husband done did some fuck shit, then okay, it may warrant for that. Like, girl, go sit down and have several seats, okay? Your man out here got 4 or 5 baby mamas and you still up here putting down other women when we know what your man did. Now, some women, they ask to get ridiculed because of the way they be moving. But if a woman is being humble and she ain't making no trouble for nobody, you know, Beyonce ain't up here making no trouble and dragging other women going through, and y'all still can't seize them. Y'all love to seize the moment through another woman's pain. If she ain't talking about it, evidently it's embarrassing. Evidently she's still healing. Gabrielle Union was very transparent about Dwayne Wade having a child on her during their break, which we know bullshit. But anyhow, and you'll be surprised how many women was coming in the chat room commenting, oh no honey, that couldn't have been me, that would have been, well, that's fine, it ain't you, but you ain't got to drag another woman's journey. She's not happy about that shit, you know. But women, a lot of times they got brothers in no man because that's to get past the pain that they have gone through. That is their defense mechanism. You know, Nicki Minaj is going through a lot with this dude, you know, and she has to keep putting her happiness out there because she knows they are really up against a lot. But me personally, if I was her, I know we're up against a lot, I would be sitting back. I would be sitting up in the cut. I wouldn't keep putting them out there, giving people more reasons, because the media has a way of influencing things. You know, when other people have an influence about her man, the judge can miss and read the comments. The people that's in her case, he may have to go up for a jury. The jury could read the comments of people that's commenting about Kenneth Petty and be drawn to a conclusion. If anything, if Nikki was smart, if she's going to be with this registered sex offender, you need to put him way in the background. Don't keep putting him out there like that. Don't try to force the public to love him and accept him because you do. Because it's going to be people that's going to keep bringing up the past. If she wasn't flaunting him as hard, we would have forgot about him. You know what I mean? We would have forgot. We're not, okay, we know she married, but you keep putting them out there. Sometimes when you put a failure ass dude out there, it makes it worse for him. You feel me? You know, so these are some of the cases. I broke down some of the scenarios as to why a woman has to flex so hard with her new man. So, you know, as a woman, until you are really sure of yourself, you got to be very careful with how you put your man out there, because you can't get mad when people have an opinion. You can't brag on your man that's a failure, your man has a bad reputation, and then you get mad because everybody ain't co-signing. I don't care how many fans, I don't care how much barbs Nikki got, everybody not co-signing with her. Everybody's not congratulating her with her pookie. Everybody ain't feeling him because, if anything, a lot of people wanted more for her. It's not that people hating on her. And as women, we have to understand that. A lot of times a woman ain't hating on you. Sometimes they want more. They want better for you. People ain't dragging Kelly Rowland's husband. You know, it's a lot of women out here who are married. Nobody ain't dragging their old man like that. But when people know you with a failure and you trying to act like he ain't, you know, that's when people, you provoke people to want to target you and disrespect you. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to shut it down. Please make sure y'all cash app to my movement. I'm trying to get some more software. I'm trying to start a side business on the side. So for those of you who want to bless Mocha's Cafe de Paris, you are welcome to cash at me at $DymondGyrl at yahoo.com. Please learn to support y'all struggle. Y'all struggle channel content creators, those of us who are nowhere near 6,000, 10,000 in subscribers. The only way our channel will grow is if y'all have enough of if y'all are willing to support to the movement and help us to be able to expand our brand. So if you can't support or donate, please make sure y'all share the video, bring more subscribers on board. You know, any support is better than no support at all. So if y'all would like the cash app, that is my cash app tag $DymondGyrl. Those of you who are interested in cable, I sell over 6,000 channels in cable. You are welcome to hit me up at Cafe de Paris at yahoo.com. If you are interested in cable, make sure you put in the title cable. You have to have a Fire Stick so I can connect your service today. Usually I do cable for $25 a month. I'm going to only do it for $20 a month. So this is your time to join. And at least if you're paying $15, $13 for Netflix, they show the same shit over and over. With my cable, at least you're getting a variety, you're getting the stars, you're getting HBO, you're getting everything. So $6, $7 more, at least you're getting way more choices if you're paying for Netflix. You feel me? So also I'm coming out with my book, Forbidden Lust. I'm looking for a banging artist who can illustrate the front of my cover. So if y'all know somebody, or maybe you're good at it, let me know. Email me as well. I will pay you a one-time fee, and I will give you credit on every copy of my book that I send out, so that way you can get a lot of clientele. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to network, you know, that way just like I'm, you know, being blessed in different areas, I can bless you as well. So we got to constantly keep networking. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to shut it down. It is your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off with a slice of knowledge. Y'all be blessed. Take care.